Hello everyone! My name is Vadim Nizi and I'm a sound designer for video and games. And recently I've been doing some redesigns for my portfolio and decided that I want to share how I approach and deal with different design tasks. And today we have an amazing bicycle ad by IT Industries ISO. Let's check it out. So the first thing that I start out with is ambience. It will serve as some kind of canvas for our future sounds. And here I have some wet drops, night walla, wind and the sand on the close-up. For the voice of this first guy I used line growl and pitch down alpaca stutter. And I really like that accent on the eyes. It's like they're unfocused and bam, they see the enemy. So here I use some cymbal crashes pitched up, wind chimes and buttons on the typewriter. Adding a little bit of reverb gives us that result. And I really love to play with automating pitch and frequency shifting. It makes the sound not static, it gives it extra movement. So here I have some dagger scrape, X scrape, repair scrape, added OTT on top of that, and automated pitch and frequency, and here's the result. Here I thought of his blade like some kind of arrow, so main layers here are arrow whistle sounds. On top of that I've added hawk scream and rifle shot. The explosion mostly consists of some fire movement and booms, and additionally I've synthesized one sound here with Serum and automated it with reverb filter. Really like that one. I think it gives the whole sound a little bit of extra depth. And additionally I think that the secret for good explosions is just heavy compression and saturation. I think the next scene is preparing us for the upcoming action. So I thought I need to make some build up and then release it with a hit. The hit consists of two parts. The first one is fire burst, the second is metal impact and shield impact. With reverb and compression it sounds like that. And finally we have some action. In this scene I've divided the sounds into three groups: glove movement, effects movement like whooshes, and sword hit. So let's listen under the first two. In the sword fighting group, besides knife scraping and hitting, I've added lasers and slaps to make it sound like an anime. And all the sounds in this group. So the witch gives me association with snakes and birds, like she spreads her wings in the end, so I've added here hissing sounds and obviously some birds. For the witch's movement I ended up using Ensemble by Kilohertz to detune it a bit, because her movement seemed unnatural to me, like she's flying. To voice her stuff I've used metal bars and wind chimes, because of their rings on her weapon, like they jiggle when they move. For the witch's voice I've asked my wife to laugh in the mic and morphed it with the hawk scream. Another thing that I want to point out here is how I do panning. For me it's extremely important that the sound like follows the character, so in these little moments it's important to give the sound the right panning. And I try not to go below 50%, because I think like it's an extreme panning. It draws much more attention to the sound, unless the sound comes off screen, like here. Another thing that I like to do with voicing characters is taking an ordinary sound and changing its pitch value to opposite directions. Completely different result. And combining it with some pitch down birds gives us that. And I really wanted to make that suffocating feeling, like something like that. And pitch down noise with some whooshes completes the picture. To make the transition to the next scene, I've used bell, whoosh and slap with lots of reverb. For the ambience in this scene, I ended up using some crowds, like the original audio team did, because without it, it felt kinda empty, and I think it gives the scene more drama. For the big guy dashing effect, I've synthesized one sound from noise, added some car rev, and tiger roar. And all together with whooshes. And we're getting to the climax of the video, but here we need to make an even bigger wind up with lots of cloth flapping, wind and movement, and here's what I ended up with. The main hit here comes not from the sword hit, as it may seem, but from the metal impact, glass hit and some cloth movement with lots of reverb. Dagger scrape comes only after, like it follows the sound. And with dagger scrape, we're close to the end, and in this scene the main layer is synthesized. Additional layers are fire movement and high bass. And let's not forget that it's a bicycle ad after all, that's why I think that bicycle gear movement fits here perfectly. At the end of the video, I wanted to make an accent, a little closing detail, so ended up using a saturated click. And all together, that's it guys for today's video, I hope you enjoyed. For my next videos I'll try to take shorter clips and make them more detail focused, so please consider subscribing. Bye bye!